Morning, everybody. Thursday morning. Just going to be a continuation of yesterday. Got most of that groundwork, so wind wasn't blowing when I got up this morning at 5:30. Didn't go to work last night. I had a vacation day. So got the sprayer all hooked up. Going Scooter up the field right now, and we're gonna go spray. Get this done before the weather gets bad this weekend. So you guys watched me spray the other day, so I'm not gonna bore you with it. So we'll catch up with you on the next adventure. I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for watching. Bye. Well, one last thing. Had to jump out here. Hey, are you okay? Yeah, there's a lot of deer out here. A ton of deer over here. The road's right over here. And as you can see, there's woods there. There's an old pasture that's all grown up as a thicket. They just love it in there. Plus there's a big creek back here to the east. Sugar Creek runs through here. So that's where they get water. This poor guy probably got hit on the road and made it this far, and coyotes took care of him. Well, I'll get it out of the field and keep going. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but in that big sycamore, let me see if I can zoom this in. Maybe this way. But it ain't gonna work anyway, but in that big sycamore tree, right there's an eagle's nest. I'll try and get a picture of it when I get over there a little closer. Yeah, I almost forgot. I stopped over here. I'll show you guys that eagle's nest. Oops. That's it right there. She's a big devil. That's got to be, I know the camera don't do it justice, but it's got to be 4 foot deep, probably 5 foot around at the top. Pretty impressive. It's been there about, I'd have to say 5 or 6 years. Okay. Talk at you later. Well, plans have changed. So we're gonna plant some corn. So I just went over to Dad's. He had a malfunction on his Bobcat. He's got the hydraulic cylinder to lock the tabs in. He poked his stick with that and broke one of the lines off of it. So had to take care of that, get that all removed off there and bypassed, and got the pallet forks on it. Got some seed loaded up in the back of his truck that we're gonna need. So he's gonna be over here in a few minutes. So I got a couple tractors to get started and moved around. I gotta unhook the disc off the back of the 970. You gotta get the Tammy's John Deere started up, moved out of the way, and fish the grain drill out in the corn planter. So plans change. That's just the way it is. Talk to you later. Wow. What a day. That's all I can say. Just, well, I did a couple clips this morning while I was spraying over the Woodville farm. Oh shit. Here, wait. Big old full moon tonight. It's I think it's May 7th. That thing was just big and bright and shining through the clouds, and now it just went in behind. But anyway, what a day. I got done spraying at Woodville and the wind was picked up, and it was questionable. I did all right. I was able to keep there wasn't a lot of weeds, no height or nothing like that. So I was able to keep the boom heights right down on the ground. And the only thing that was east of where we were spraying, because we had a
southwest wind was our own wheat field. Everything else was woods and stuff like that, pasture, which was growed up in trees. So I was comfortable spraying all that. But I got back, when I got done with Woodville and I got back here, the wind was just, wow, this is looking pretty bad. I am just filthy. I've got dirt everywhere. It's out of control. But anyway, I got back here and the wind had kicked up. But Dad, you like my fireplace? Anyway, ambiance. So I got back here and Dad says, what are you doing? I said, well, it's too windy to spray. I think I'm going to work ground. He says, well, we ought to plant corn. Okay, let's go plant corn. Corn planter. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry about that. The corn planter is still in the corner of the barn because I wasn't planning on doing that for at least a day or two. Because we're supposed to get, it's Thursday night right now. It is 10:34 on a Thursday night. Sorry. I just got dirt everywhere. Anyway, tomorrow night, Friday night, Saturday morning, it's supposed to get down to 28 degrees. Do I want to plant corn when it's going to get that cold? It probably won't hurt it because it's going to be 2 inches underground and it's not going to sprout. It's not going to sprout in 24 hours. So I said, all right, let's go plant corn. I called the guys at the Andersons up. Well, yeah, hey, look, hey, even got the hat. The Andersons, our local co-op, or not co-op, but where we get all our stuff. And I said, hey, I talked to my guy. I said, hey, we're going to plant some corn. Can I get a shovel tanker with our in-row fertilizer? Yeah, we got plenty of them sitting here. I'll have it done. I said, well, go ahead and put all my acres in it. 100 and, oh, don't quote me on this. I think it's 170, maybe 180 acres of corn. And I said, just put it all in there and we'll use it up. So he said, yeah, no problem. I'll get one of the guys on it right away. So we get the old 970 that I had on the disc the other day. That's the planting tractor. That's what Dad wants to plant with. I tried to talk him into using Scooter for the planter, but he says, no, I want the old 970, which is probably a good thing because then it gets a little bit of use. And Marvin's getting tired. I'm not used to this stuff. But anyway, it gets a little use, and it's a good old tractor. She runs good. Here, let me back up a little bit. Purrs like a kitten. Runs all day. Of course, he's planting in, that's a 4x2 transmission. It's a high-low with a 4-speed. So I think he plants in second gear in high range. And he's moving about 4.5 mile an hour. And it's like 1,100 RPMs. So it's just blah, 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 blah. But we don't have a high-speed planter or anything like that. It's just early 2000s Kinsey, I think, when we bought that. It's a nice planter. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's a 6-row, and it does the job. It does a great job. Plants great. So, but anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, busy day. So we're going to plant. Man, my nose itches. I don't know what. I think my mustache might be trimmed. That my nose hurts. I trimmed them not too long ago. They get too long and you get to itching. And then everybody thinks you got the corona because you're itching. I touched my face. Oh my God. No, anyway. Don't go there. Bad. Don't go there. So we get the tractor back. I got the disc unhooked off the tractor. We had to move my girlfriend Tammy's John Deere. We had to pull start that to get it out of the way. Had to move the Great Plains no-till drill out. And then I got the Bobcat in there and wiggled the planter out because my barn's not big enough to hold everything if you just put it in there. But if you jigsaw everything in and seesaw and tuck everything in as tight as you can get, well, then you get a lot of stuff in there if you do it right. And over the years, we figured out what needs to go where to put the maximum amount of stuff in there. I need a bigger barn, or I got too much stuff. Everything in there gets used, so it's not like there's stuff in there that doesn't get used, so I guess I need a bigger barn. Anyway, maybe someday. But anyway, so we get to 1070, or excuse me, the 970, get her all unhooked from the disc, get her backed in there, get her hooked up to the planter, and we've got liquid starter fertilizer with the Keaton seed firmers, with the Viper Scorch 2 on each side of the seed. It's a nice system, I like it. So we unhooked the chain from the drive gear on the back, the driver, and then in the fall, I mean, we're religious. As soon as we get done, sorry, I got to change arms again. As soon as we get done with this planter in the springtime, it's when all the corn's in the ground, we take 4, 5, 6 hours, and we pressure wash the whole thing. Get the big hot water pressure washer out, wash the whole thing out, drain the tanks out. If there's a bunch of fertilizer left, which we're getting better about that. I'm getting a phone call. I guess I'm going to have to cut this one short. I'll be back in a minute. All right, sorry about that. Girlfriend called. She got to work. I had vacation day last night and tonight, which was been Wednesday night, which is our Thursday, and tonight is Thursday night, which is our Friday. I work Sunday night through Friday morning. So Friday morning starts our weekend when we get out at 7 o'clock. Well, 6:39 now, being coronavirus has got things messed up everywhere in the world, and it's affecting us too. What are you doing? Huh? Can you see him? He's a black dog in a black yard. What are you doing? Huh? Wow, he's about right there. Max, come here. Come here. What's the matter with you? Huh? Say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. My name is Max, and I'm a pain in the ass. Pain in the Badinsky. Sorry about that. Yeah, he's a good boy. Ow. Anyway, what was I talking about? Okay, so the planter didn't work. The sprayer pump, religiously, when we're done planting corn, we put that thing, we pressure wash the whole thing, clean the filters, drain everything, and then we run RV antifreeze through it so that it's lubricated and it doesn't freeze. So we get the thing out, get it hooked up, and I put the chain on the pump, and I always prime it by hand, run whatever antifreeze is in there out, and we start dumping water in the hose. I got the hose disconnected from the tanks, and it's up and it's zip tied with a bag around it, all enclosed, so nothing can get in it, but it's full of RV antifreeze. So we start cycling the pump, and it ties up. It's like, what the heck? Turn it way down low to where we run, because it's we're only running 5 gallons an acre on in furrow, so the pump is reduced by half, so we have to turn it clear down to 2. And when you go to 2, you can turn it a whole bunch of times. When I'm flushing it, we got it turned up to like 50 gallons an acre. I mean, it's just pumping. You can't dump water in it fast enough pulling the chain by hand. But anyway, so I dropped it down to number 2 on the setting, which is about 5 gallons an acre, and pulled, and all of a sudden the chain stops. And it's like, what the heck's going on? Never had an issue with it. In all the time we've had this planter, never had an issue with it. So we started taking things apart, investigating. So now I know the inner workings of a John Blue piston pump. It's pretty interesting. Pretty simple. I don't want to say simple. It's a pretty simple design, but some of the parts of it are, the parts that are used in it are pretty technical. And it ended up, wasn't the pump, it was the manifold above it. There's a slide that goes in and out. When pressure comes up, it slides up, and it also opens the distribution valve to the different rows. And then when you stop and the pressure drops, the spring closes that. Well, it was closed, and it was staying closed, or thought it was, until we got a little rambunctious with it, and we changed its mind about that and pulled it out. And then a little Scotch-Brite pad, a little scuffing and stuff. Got things cleaned up, got her put back together, and it's kind of nice sitting here by the fire. I can feel a lot of radiant heat sitting out here, but I got a wheelbarrow load of wood to put in it because it's going to get cold tonight, and it's even going to get colder tomorrow night. So, so anyway, we get the planter put back together, and it's 4 o'clock. It's probably 4 o'clock. Dad says, I'm not going to Woodville to plant corn. I said, well, nothing's ready here. I mean, I can give me a couple hours and I can get some ground worked, run across. And he says, no, let's just wait. Dad's the boss. Oh, sorry about that. So we pulled everything out, and it's like, well, what are you going to do? I said, well, it's too windy to spray, so I guess I'm going to go work some ground. He says, well, what do you got to do at your new ground across the road that you bought? I said, I got that pile of dirt, that strip of dirt that I've rolled back from the ditch bank. I said, we got to move that up front. He says, well, why don't we get that done? That's one step closer, then you can get that ground in shape. So, okay. So, we got Clifford hooked onto the dump trailer, put the Bobcat in the back of the dump trailer, and then drove Dumpy out there. And Dad drove Dumpy, which is, for those that haven't seen it yet, its title is a 67, but it's got a 73 cab on it, 74 cab on it, and 10-foot flatbed, 1 ton, 360 4-barrel with a, or 360 with a 2-barrel carb that's junk that I need to get a rebuild kit with a 4-speed. And she's a good old, give me a carb rebuild on that thing and I'll drive her to California. It's just cool. No power steering. It's like 5.5 turns lock to lock. It's just old school. It was one of the first trucks I drove. Well, my dad had that 73 Ford he bought brand new, F-250. Regular cab long bed, 2-wheel drive, but it had a 360 with a 4-speed. Power brakes, no power steering. Crank windows, that's what that old girl is. But then we took Clifford, the 95 crew cab, 1 ton, 8-foot bed. Put that on the dump trailer, throw the Bobcat in the back of the dump trailer. Dad drove that all back to the back side of the field where the pile of dirt is, the row of dirt. I drove Dumpy back there. He didn't want to load because we were loading facing west and the wind was like 40 mile an hour out of the west. I had a good pair of glasses on, so I said, well, I'll load it, because the other side of the pile is all rutted up from working the ground. So I would load Dumpy, and he would drive up to the front of the field, which is probably a quarter mile. It's probably a quarter mile. I never measured that. I need to probably step that off to see what it is. And pull into the ground where it, and actually I ran a inline ripper through there, so it's pretty rough. But pull in there, dump it. And while he was doing that, I would load the dump trailer, the Morch dump trailer, on the back of Clifford. And then when he got back, he would pull in front of that, and I would load him again. And then he would take off, and I would jump at Clifford and take all of them around. He would go dump, and I would go dump, and then he would come back, and get in line to get loaded, and I would get behind him. So then I'd load him, and he would take off, and I would load Clifford, the dump trailer hooked to Clifford, and then he'd be back, and I'd load him, and then we'd both take off and go dump. You know how it goes. But we got it all done. Give Tammy's son-in-law a shout. He came over and helped out, so I didn't have, because I was in and out of the Bobcat a bunch, but he come over after he got home from work, and then he took over in Clifford. And of course the battery went dead, so the camper batteries are behind the door in the garage here. So I said, hey, go up there and change the battery out, put a brand new one in it. So we didn't have to wait for it charged up or nothing like that. Ooh, wait a minute. All right, Moon. What's better? No, that's worse. Oh, wait, finger. No, we need to go that way. Yep, look at that. Oh, big old full moon today. It's quite impressive. Quite impressive. So, yeah. So we got done with hauling all that dirt. Wind was ripping. It was ripping. I got covered in dirt dumping it because I had to dump facing west. So I was trying to keep the bucket down low and just kind of let it slide out of the bucket. I mean, you figure it out when you got to do it like that. I'm pulling dirt out of my ears right now. Whew. Oh, it's gritty. Definitely gonna have to take a shower tonight. It'll be a nice long one. But anyway, so we got that done. Come back up here. Sprayers outside, corn planters outside, spray wagon, all the chemicals and stuff like that. It's like, man, the wind was dying down, but it was still getting gusty for a while. It's like, no, I'm not going to spray. Not going to spray. But actually now that it's 5 till 11, it's calmed down pretty good. So I don't know, I might go spray. Of course, everything's put away. Problem is, it's not going to get warm tomorrow, and then it's going to get down to like 28 degrees Friday night, Saturday morning. So actually, yeah, no, I'm not going to do it. I'll probably work some ground. I'll probably take the vertical till over. Well, I got the corn ground here and the corn ground at Dad's to do. And then I can go do the bean ground at Woodville. I'd give it that a couple days because I just sprayed it this morning early. But anywho, that's the video wasn't going to be a very long one today because I was just going to be spraying. Yeah, well, plans change. So here we are. I'm going to put some wood in the stove here and close things up. Lights are on in the garage. Truck's in here with the some of the chemicals in the back of it. The rest of them are on the spray wagon with the water tank. Yeah, I'm going to have to fill that up tomorrow too. Well, if I don't spray, I won't have to. There's enough in it to do here in half a Dad's. So I'm going to need about 300 gallons of water in it to finish everything we got to do. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. I don't know. Put some wood in the stove, go in the house, drink a couple beers, take a shower, drink a couple more beers, and go to bed. Maybe catch the weather. All right. Hope everybody enjoyed this video. Look at that. Moonlight behind me. Awesome. All right. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for watching. Bye.